Another first place in the books, and I want to also talk about how the future is going to be changing. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. So I want to talk about really more playtesting results that I've had, and we're going to talk a little bit about how, Twins of the Eclipse here is going to be changing up Ryzeal in the future. So make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. So I believe at this point in time I've won 3 locals with this, and we've got multiple top 4s now as well. So this is very much catered towards my bad playtesting early results. I've loved this. So still playing Triple EX. This card is still the nuts in the deck. You are not changing anything about this. This card makes everything go round for you. You're also playing triple copies of Sword. Sword being the stupid extender that this card is, man. Like, you can make so many bad plays with Sword, and you just get rewarded for it so much. We are also playing Triple Ice. This has not changed at all, and it's not going to. And we are playing 1 copy of Node, which is pretty important, in my opinion. So that's your basic Ryzeal components for the main deck. Now, I do want to emphasize that we are doing a 4 of Mulch Army line in here. Now, the reason for this is because when I was kind of playtesting this, I initially, this was coming up, but I didn't want to see multiple of this. So I was like, you know what, we'll just play, 1 of this and kind of get the same result with the triple of this. But because we're playing this, I've been playing the 1 of Sakitama, and for those of you that know, in the very early testing, a lot of the OCG really tested this card out. Depending on how the situation arises, I actually had it come up recently that sometimes you're just going to open up really weird, and it happens. So I saw a Perulia and a Sakitama actually this past weekend, which is, one of the things that I kind of knew about. It's also the same thing if you get an EX or something, and they veil it and you can't get the extender going. Well, you can have the Sakitama. The Sakitama acts as that little extender and kind of get things going for you. It is strictly 1 of. I didn't want to bulk down on too many of these, and honestly, this was one of my favorite decisions that I have made while playing this deck. And it has been wonderful. We're still playing triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This doesn't really change. I think Ash is a very impactful hand trap. We are playing triple copies of Effect Veiler right now as well. I've been very pro Ash for most of this format. I think that having this card makes for some stupid plays, and it's actually pretty impressive. We're also playing 1 Droll and Lockbird. One thing that I initially was running into was with the Moonlit Chill, it was one of those cards that kind of mattered, but at other certain points you're like, it doesn't do enough. So we opted to play this instead, and we're playing the 1 Ogre. No Nibiru in the main deck, or side deck. It hasn't come up, honestly. If Malice is going to make a big board against me, I've already got 9,000 other problems. And I feel like this card just feels a little bit better, and Ogre is extremely good for the mirror. Depending on if your opponent opens up Field Spell, they're making an incredibly large board anyway. Also, there's just really nothing you can do about that. I'm still doing 2 cross. I think that this is wonderful, especially if you're playing Desires. This is good. 1 copy of the plugin for the Monster Reborn. I still am playing triple copies of Crossout. I think that this card, considering we're playing Pure, I'm not playing Called by the Grave. Originally, Called by the Grave, I don't know, I had so many bad hands where, sometimes the Crossout doesn't even come up. You can make your whole field unimpeded some days. And some days, you would play the Called by the Grave, and you'd open up this in the Called by the Grave, but if your opponent does nothing, it just feels kind of worthless. So that might change with Twins coming out here soon, but we will have to wait and see. We also have Dun Dun Dun, the Broken Bonfires. Card is insane, man. Thanks, Konami. I appreciate you. Triple copies of Pod Desires. This card's nuts. Still drawing a Desires with Desires, like it's my job, though. This is something else a lot of people kind of questioned on the initial build, and I've had a lot of people still kind of come back and ask us, Robbie, why the 1 of Tack Talents? Honestly, this card has come up way more than it should have as a one of, honestly. Especially in the matchups where I had my this get ashed, so I was able to do this and still draw 2, which, sure. And then, of course, playing triple imperm still. And I still am playing the 1 Saber Hole in the main. But typically this will get boarded out, but I would rather have this in the matchups going first. If not, you cheese make the Zeus. Like, it doesn't come up all that much, but it's another one of those options that you can do. So extra deck here. 2 duo drives. This doesn't change. If you want my honest opinion, I'm still going to play the 2. Can't wait to see what cool things we're going to be able to do with that. And then we have Dead Namer. The card that people definitely said that was going to be bad, but it lived up to its hype. 1 Meteor Logic. Honestly, in the early stages, I really wanted to play a multiple of this. It just kind of came down to the point of it's never come up. Like, honestly, I'll throw this at my opponent if the situation comes up. I've made this, I think, 4 times in the course of playing this deck. I have made this card once in the course of playing this deck, and it was week 1. The card's awful. I don't know how people are getting to time with the Ryzeal. We also have the Abyss Dweller to lock the graveyard. It's the best Tron anti-fun card. Exoton Knight for equalization. Cast All. I hate that this card comes up so much. Tornado Dragon to rip apart back row. Baguski to make sure that we don't die. This card has come up way more than it ever should have. I know a lot of people were like, oh, hey, you know, you don't really need this. Yeah, I disagree. This, and then I do play the 1 SP. Honestly, I've been nibbed 3 times, and the token is a little bit of an inconvenience some days. But I think I would rather just have the SP. I don't know. Donner has not come up at all. I have one to test, but this is just, I don't know. It's one of those weird situations that it's like both cases are extremely good, and I understand why you're looking at it, but it just hasn't been impactful. Side deck. This is called the Anti-Malice Machine. So we have triple copies of Lancia, and in addition to this, we are bringing in the 1 Sanctum, because I am not losing to this garbage. You absolutely want these good cards. And because of the meta, we have 2 copies of this. I definitely want to make sure that I'm not losing, because, hey, man, bringing this in, and then, of course, this is for Ryzeal. Thrusting into this is so stupid. Like, you win so many stupid games with that. I'm also side decking the other 2 Perulias just to kind of ensure that we can get where we're going. I'm also siding the other 2 Drolls. This card's pretty good. We also have the 1 Harvey's Feather Duster for back row decks. And I'm actually siding the triple Solemn Judgment. This has come up way more than I thought it should have. I was debating between it and Strike, honestly, because both can be, you know, important, but just getting a Judgment to kind of get the monster to stick is very crucially important. So that's the current build. So, those of you that know in Supreme Darkness here, we are getting this. And before somebody's like, Robbie, you know, how do you have a Twins of the Eclipse? This is what we like to call paper rarity. I don't know why I even have to answer that question. So Twins of the Eclipse kind of going to change some things about our deck, because the summoning materials for this are 2 rank 4 monsters. Or, well, it's actually 2 level 4 monsters to make it. So you can actually make this generically. But typically what you're going to do is you can use 2 rank 4s to make it, because for whatever reason it allows you to do that. But if this card is... hold on, let me read this to you. So if this card exceeds something, you can treat rank 4 monsters you control as level 4 monsters as material. Detach a material from this card can make up to 2 attacks during each battle phase, so it's 5k. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard and target 2 other rank 4 exceed monsters in your graveyard. Special summon one of the 2, and if you do, attach the other to this card as material. So you're getting not only 2 attacks per battle phase with this thing, so, you know, potentially 5k to close out a game, even more. But if you node this off of the field, you can revive a Dreadnader that's in your graveyard, and boom, you got another monster on the field. And then the Dreadnader is going to go ahead and attach. This card is actually insane. I know some OCG lists were playing 2 of this. I have not had an opportunity to test 2. I know we'll very easily be able to put one of these into the deck, for sure. I mean, we got some dead space. I don't see a reason as to why we can't cut, like the Ryzeal or something to kind of get this in. Ryzeal, you're playing rank 4s. You have so many cool options available to you. That's what makes this build feel better than the Fiendsmith, in my opinion, for this. And that's why this card slots in so very nicely. Also the fact that, free revivability and floatability on a potential 5k, like, I can't wait to close out games with this for literally zero reason. So, this card will change things. I know what we're going to test. I'm going to decide if we're going to go with 2 of this or 1, but for now, the future is coming. In terms of main deck changing, I'm pretty settled with this, honestly. We'll have to wait and see what Supreme Darkness does, but it's where I am right now. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.